Let us go. All right. Planet's blue heart. Planet's blue heart. So it's about oceans, people. It's about oceans. What point does the writer make about in the first paragraph? Let's go. In the first paragraph, what does the writer say about in the second paragraph? Very easy to find. It's actually, if you write there, 27 here, you write 28, you write, and then what the writer suggests the apparent lack of change in the ocean. There is lack of change. What does the writer say about sleepwalking into nightmare? It's paragraph 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to write 30. All right. Okay, James Cameron has contributed more than any other scientist. Isn't James Cameron like the director? And to our understanding of to our understanding of the ocean. That's such a big statement. Ocean exploration is best carried out by unmanned machines. Unmanned machines. All right. The ocean best carried out by unmanned. What does it mean? Unmanned machines. Robots, right? Okay, let's like ocean exploration is best carried by robots, right? Like the involvement of Florida International University prevented the closure of Kylo. Our knowledge of the oceans has grown to such an extent that international marine research capabilities can be reduced. Prevent private donors are more likely to fund the underwater exploration if they have scientific background. All right. Honestly, these are usually, like I say, you can do them without really seeing the damage beneath the ocean surface, seeing the damage beneath the ocean surface. We now know that many coral reefs, which provide food and shelter for a range of, okay, we know reefs, you know what the coral reef is, right? And they provide food and shelter for a range of, I guess, species, marine species, probably something like that. Extinct species, marine creatures. I like the answer F. Have disappeared. Have disappeared or have been damaged, that the number of big fish has fallen dramatically, as well as the impact it's having on something we experience. What can you experience out of which ones you can experience here? You can experience only weather patterns you can experience, right? Pollution is also altering something of the ocean. Pollution is also altering something of the ocean. Extinct species, habitable place, whether chemical composition. I like chemical composition, right? I like chemical composition. It's not only something that will be affected by these changes. People living elsewhere, people will also be affected. We need to realize that our world ceases to be something if we don't. It ceases to be a habitable place, I believe, right? If we don't protect. I mean, you can use collocation logic and then find the right answers. No, 39 cannot be F. Oh, it could be F. I like it, actually. I like it. All right, let's go. We're going to look at these when they talk about seeing the damage beneath the ocean surface, but I'm going to stay focused on the other two types of questions. Water covers 97% of the habitable living space on our planet. Yet it could be argued that we know more about distant stars than we do about the deep blue ocean. We understand why it's important to reach for the stars, to look at ourselves in perspective, to ask big questions such as where did we come from? And we have devoted a great amount of resources to making the progress in this area. But meanwhile, we have neglected understanding how the heart of our life support system really functions. Okay, we know about the stars, but we don't know about the ocean. It's basically the idea here. People fail to agree on the purpose of ocean exploration. Are we disagreeing on the purpose of ocean exploration? No. The ocean reduces the amount of habitable space. They didn't talk about it. Ocean exploration receives less support than exploration of space. I like C. It's likely that progress will be made in the, all right. So yeah, you guys all on the same wavelengths with me. You agree? I think it's C, right? It's indeed C. Ocean exploration receives less support because we have devoted great amount of resources to making progress. But meanwhile, we have neglected support system really functions, right? The last sentence, all right. They didn't mention James Cameron, so I can continue. Ocean exploration and the need to alert people to the ocean's plight. Do you guys know what a plight is? Plight is a bad situation. Ocean's bad situation are critical to better understanding of the planetary systems that support us. Never before has the need been so great to dive below the surface of the sea to explore and understand the significance of our actions. So basically they're saying, it's now very important that we go down and explore and understand what we've done. And to be more precise, the significant scale of current inactions or consequences they hold for all of us. If our inaction has consequences, it's likely trying to understand your own body. Is it good enough only to look at the skin? Do we not have to delve into and understand how the lungs work just or take it for granted? So basically in the second paragraph, they're saying, we need to really understand the planetary system that support us. Otherwise, it could have some consequences. Then we need to find out what impact of our neglect of ocean has had. I like the answer A. It's really smart. I like the answer A. B, the ocean has more important role than any other organ in humans. That's like too bad comparison. Why you are comparing ocean with human organ? Ocean exploration has produced a range of contrasting findings. Did they talk about what kind of findings? The problems facing the ocean have been receiving increasing publicity. Now they're actually complaining that we're not receiving lots of, the answer is A, because it's like they're asking if you look at the last questions, do we not have to delve into and understand how the lungs work, or do we just take it for granted? So it means we need to find out. Otherwise, the consequences, really could be bad or catastrophic. All right. Most people are still under the impression that ocean is so vast, so resilient that humans do not have the capacity to harm it. Meaning that ocean is so big that we think that we cannot harm, manipulate it. And if we do it, it doesn't matter. We look at the scale and how unchanging the ocean seems to be, or how unchanging, that's question number 29, seems to be, and decide it's not really something to worry about. Okay, somebody is speaking. How unchanging the ocean seems to be, and decide it's not really something we should worry about. It might be an issue for future generations, but not for us. What has become increasingly clear, though, it's our ability to really undermine the way the ocean works by what we take out and by what we put in. So basically, we are taking things out of the ocean and we are putting bad things into it, right? So that's undermining the ocean, how the ocean works. Undermine, belittle to make something less important. To make here undermine, it's like making it less effective here, I guess. It means make it less effective. I think here how unchanging the ocean seems to be decided, it's not really something we should worry about. It might be an issue for future generations, not for us. The writer suggests the apparent lack of change in the ocean has been disputed, is a sign that pollution is linked to recent development, encourage people to assume the ocean cannot be easily diminished. I think it's D, right? It's D. I like the answer D, because that's what encourages people to assume that, because we think we don't have the capacity to harm it. Here, this sentence. We think that most people are still under the impression that ocean is so vast that humans don't have the capacity to harm it. Okean shunchalik kattaki, bizani ular shikast yetkazishga qobiliyatimiz yo'q deb o'ylaymiz. Bizda unaqa imkoniyat yo'q. Aslida unaqa emas ekan. Bizani nima qo'yayotganimiz oceanga katta ta'sir qilayotgan ekan. So the answer is D. All right. People ask, what's the biggest threat to the ocean? What's the biggest threat to the ocean? Overfishing, pollution, climate change are usually mentioned. But by far and away the biggest, the biggest threat to the ocean is lack of understanding that we put in, take out matters, not just to the ocean, but to other aspects of our lives. The ocean cannot be regarded as the planet's ultimate dumpster or the ultimate place to get free food. It's our life support, and not being aware of the importance of the ocean to every breath we take, every drop of water we drink, and to benign set of conditions that make the planet work, that's the biggest threat. All right. There's nothing about sleepwalking yet. By exploring the ocean, we now understand better than ever before the consequences of what's happening and how the ocean is being damaged. Once we understand the consequences, we are understanding how ocean is being damaged. In a sense, we now realize that we are sleepwalking into nightmare. You know, sleepwalking, you don't know what you're doing and you go like this. And then you are basically sleepwalking into something really bad. This is because changes are slow but progressive. At some point occur, you have to sit up and take notice. However, given the nature of progressive change, this is a point, it's no longer possible to do anything about it. In the future, we come to a point we cannot do anything about it. Okay, that's to describe how the ocean has been degraded. To imply the pace of it has been slow. To just, it may be too late to protect the oceans. I think I like the answer C. I like the answer C, because of the last sentence. I like the answer C. Yes, you guys also chose C. Like here it says, given the nature of progressive change, the point is that we reach a point when it's no longer possible to do anything about it. So which means the answer 30 is going to be to suggest that it may soon be too late to protect the oceans. All right, did everyone agree with the two people that chose the answer? Havaslan and Barchinay also chose C. Everyone else, why not A? That's a good question. To describe how the ocean has become degraded. To describe, did they describe that's how the, what, if they describe how the ocean has become degraded, they need to tell like this part of ocean has become filled with plastic. This part of it has become filled with etc. etc. They need to describe specifically with the words how it has become degraded. Guys, one thing that really helps you to get better at doing this reading, you will be like, for me to choose this answer, what should the text say? And always, like I've been telling this a lot, especially with passage 3. If you have an abstract idea, attach a real thing to it. It's something very like idea, conceptual, cerebral, and you attach something physical to it, something that you can think of as something that's real. And that really helps you understand better, I believe. Or anyway, the ocean is difficult to study, much more so than dry land. Or that's really good for when you I always teach this to my writing students, much more so. Very subtle than than most, however, in all of those. The ocean is difficult to study, much more difficult to study than dry land, but really there are no shortcuts to gaining knowledge. The advent means arrival of scuba diving, and they provide the current generation with new tools to explore the shallowest margins of our water. Okay, our temptation is to turn machines, as we have done in most aspects, but are machines good enough to take the place of humans? James Cameron, one of the only few people alive today who travel to the deepest parts of the ocean, believes, as does the author, that humans lie at the center of ocean science. It's therefore unfortunate that as we reach an area when we have analytical powers to make sense of how we see a reduction in funding of manned exploration. Oh, I have two answers, guys. I have two answers. What are the two answers? 31 and 32. 31 is going to be what? Not given. 30. Okay, they didn't mention whether he understands it better than anyone. But ocean exploration is best carried out by unmanned machines. Because here it says, look, okeanni robotlar explore qilgani yaxshiroq deyapti savolda. Okeanni robotlar explore qilgani yaxshiroq. Lekin tekstda boshqacharoq aytyapti. He believes that insonlar okean science-ni centrida yotish kerak. Ocean science, oceanni explore qilishda. Lekin unfortunate that shunaqangi eraga yetib keldikki, bizani analytical powerlarimiz biza inson qiladigan anaqalar kamayib ketdi deyapti. Demak, biza kim bo'lishini xohlaymiz? Text writer yozayotgan. Odamlar yaxshiroq qiladi deyapti. Because humans lie at the center of ocean science. Humans lie at the science of ocean science. Bu yerda aytyapti robotlar qilsin deyapti. Savolda tekst aytyapti yo'q, insonlar qilsin deyapti. Shuning uchun javobimiz no. It wasn't until Florida International University stepped in. Okay, stepped in. They also like took an action. Okay, they also joining. So located was saved from closure. Okay, they joined and they saved from closure. 33 is easy one. They prevented the closure. So yes, they prevented closure. Means yes. True, exactly. However, the number of countries with submarine research capabilities continues to shrink. Okeanni research qiladigan davlatlar kamayib ketyapti. With the vast majority of the ocean yet to be explored, this is a mistake. Bunaqa bo'lishligi xato. And with the hopes that the private donors will step forward to balance out the loss of government funding. All right, so yes, let's go. 34. Our knowledge of the ocean has grown to such an extent international marine research can be reduced. No, it's actually a mistake, they said. With the majority of ocean yet to be explored, it's a mistake that we are reducing it, right? So the answer is going to be what? 34? No, why? Hali okeanda ko'p qismi explore qilingani yo'q, hozir reduce qilishligimiz xato deyapti. Right? Xo'p, oxirgi savol, private donorlar underwater explorationni ko'proq fund qiladi, ularni scientific background'i agar bo'lsa, ya'ni fizikadan maktabda, universitetda o'qigan bo'lsa, shunaqa gap bormi? Not given. Okay, did everyone understand 34 to 35, 31 to 35, 31 to 35? Okay, 35, 34 tamam, ko'pchilik so'rayapti. Bizni okean haqidagi bilimimiz shunchalik o'sdiki, international marine research capabilitylarimizni qisqartirsak ham bo'ladi. Biz shunchalik okean haqida ko'p narsa bilamizki, savolda aytyapti, international research opportunitylarimizni kamaytirsak ham bo'ladi. Masalan, avval 10 ta kemamiz bo'lgan bo'lsa, 10 ta kemaga pul sarflashdan ko'ra bo'ldi, endi uni 5 ta ham qilsak bo'ladi. Chunki biz okean haqida o'sha ko'p narsani bilamiz deyapti savolda. Tekst aytyapti, naborot, hali mana bunaqa davlatlar soni kamayib ketyapti deyapti. Okeanni o'rgana oladigan davlatlar soni kamayib ketmoqda. Lekin okeanni ko'p qismi hali explore qilmaganini inobatga olsak, bu xato deyapti. Demak, shrink bo'layotgani xato deyapti tekstda. Shrink bu yoqda reduce ga sinonim bo'ladi. Reduce qilmasligimiz kerak demoqchi. Tushundingizmi yoki yana bir marta aytishim kerakmi? Tushuntirishim kerakmi? Okay, 32 ga qaraymiz. Ocean exploration is best carried out by unmanned machines. Okeanni deyapti, odamlar emas, robotlar o'rgansa yaxshi deyapti savolda, 32 da. Robotlar o'rgansa yaxshi deyapti. Tekst aytyapti, men o'ylayman, insonlar okeanni yuragida bo'lish kerak. Ya'ni insonlar qilish kerak bu narsani. Lekin mashina qilayotganligi, unmanned explorationlarni kamayib ketayotganligi yomon narsa deyapti. Bu ham nima degani? Maqsad aytmoqchiki, manned explorationni kamayib ketayotgani yomon deyapti. Bu yerda reduction bo'lyapti, ularni bo'lgan investitsiya kamayib ketayotgan ekan. Chunki ularning fikricha, writerning fikricha, ocean explorationni inson qilish kerak ekan. 35 aytgani yo'q. Kim masalan biznes o'qiganmi, background haqida gap yo'q. Masalan, kimdir musiqa bo'lishi mumkin. Mana musiqadan ko'p pul odam bor. Okeanni o'rganishga investitsiya qilib qoladi. O'sha odam agar musiqa emas, fizika yoki ximiyani tugatganda ko'proq investitsiya qilish shansi bo'ladi degan gap yo'qda. Private donorlar, mana private donorlar, deylik, milliarderlar birinchi o'rin hayolimizga Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberglar kelar ekan. O'shalarni agar scientific background bo'lsa, ya'ni fizika shunga o'xshagan fanni o'qigan bo'lsa yoki ilm fanga aloqasi bo'lsa deyapti, ular okeanni investitsiya qilishga ko'proq pul ajratadi. Bu yoqda unaqa gap yo'q. private donorlarni background haqida umuman gap yo'q. Got it? I guess. Okay, because we need to move on. The value of seeing beneath the ocean is immense. Value is immense. It helps to understand how our well-being is linked to the well-being of the ocean. All right, yes. If the ocean is well, we are well too. We now know that since the mid-1900s, about half of the world's coral reefs have either gone or in serious decline. All right. Coral reefs are important ecosystems with approximately 1/4 of all ocean species depending on them for food or shelter. This is the answer. For range of, that's all ocean species. So you need to write ocean species. Synonymizlasangiz qaysi chiqadi? 36 ga F chiqadi. All right. So the answer is F. 90% of many of the big fish that we consume are gone, down to about 10% of what they were 50 years ago. Wow. And we are changing the very nature of the blue part of our world that set us apart from any other planet we've discovered in the universe. All right. As well as the impact it's having, we are experiencing pollution also altering something. All right. Excessive carbon dioxide emissions, that's synonym for pollution. Excessive from our activity, not just changing the climate, they are also driving the waters towards more acidic conditions. All right. So that's the 37 bilan 38 mana shu gapdan keldi. As well as the impact it's having on the something we experience, the pollution also altering something of the ocean. They are driving the balance of ocean waters more acidic. I think chemical composition, 38 ga chemical composition bo'ladi. Chunki acidic qilayotgan ekan-a. Acidic degani nima deydi? Kislotali degani. Kislotali. 37 ga endi in yozsak bo'ladi, chunki climate nimaga sinonim bo'ladi? Weather patterns ga sinonim bo'ladi. Right? E N H tanladingizmi sizni ham? Okay, finally, the impacts of these changes will be felt by around the people, not just by those who live by the sea, but super efficient supply systems, people in inland areas too. It matters because we cannot be blind to the fact that we are degrading the very part of that enables to live here. Enables to live here again a habitable place. If it's not only that will be affected by these coastal communities, it's not only coastal communities. C bo'ldimi? C bilan A bo'ldi, ya, C bilan B. Mana aytyapti. It will not be felt by people around the world, not just those by who live by the sea degani. Seani yonida yashaydiganlar nimaga sinonim bo'ladi? Coastal communityda. Seani yonida degani coastda yashaydiganlar. Bu 39 bo'ldi. Inland areasdagilar ham bo'ladi deyapmiz. We need to realize enable to live biza yashaydigan joy degani bu habitable place degani. Yashasa bo'ladigan joy bu 40 bo'ldi. Va boshida menimcha guess qiluvdik. Guess qilganim yana buni ko'p marta, chunki passajda постоянно mana shunaqa savol tushadi har doim. Buni xato qilish shansi deyarli yo'qda. Odatda ozgina logika ishlatsangiz, you cannot get this wrong. Any questions? Yes, Munisa.
Teacher, assalomu alaykum.
Assalomu alaykum.
Men 33 borasida so'ramoqchi edim, ekranni o'chirib qo'ydingizda.
Yoqamiz qayerdan?
O'sha 33 ta men tarjima qilganimda boshqacha chiqyapti-da.
Qaysi 33 ni?
Yo'q, hozir. 32 ekan.
Unmanned degani?
Unmanned degani bu odamlar qatnashmaydigan degani, to'g'rimi?
Demak robot degani, automated degani.
Da, to'g'ri. Endi anaqa javobiga qayting-da.
Automated. Javobga qaytamiz,
O'sha yerda aytyapti, misol uchun o'sha James Cameron odamlar bo'lishi kerak deb ishongan odamda. James Cameron ishongan unga. Keyin bu yoqda aytyapti, yozuvchini o'zi baxtga qarshi debdi. Unfortunate. Baxtga qarshi shu make sense qilyapti, ya'ni anav.
Qarang, baxtga qarshi deyapti. Baxtga qarshi biz shunaqangi eraga yetdikki, bizada analytical powerlar bor. Planetamiz qanday ishlashligini tushunishga powerimiz bor. Lekin biza unmanned mashinlarni, manned explorationlarni funding ko'rdik deyapti. Bu demoqchiki, biza naborot anaqaga pul sarflashimiz kerak demoqchi.
Yo'q, qaranglar, funding o'sha mannedga, ya'ni odamlar qiladigan ishga funding kamaydi. Nimalar bo'lgani uchun o'sha robotlar bo'lgani uchun kamaydi. Shuning uchun robotlar yaxshiroq qilyapti degan ma'no chiqmaydimi?
It's manned explorationga bo'lgan funding reduction bo'lgani, qisqargani unfortunate demoqchi bu. To'g'rimi? Ya'ni inson qilsa, inson qiladigan explorationga bo'lgan reduction, right? O'shani kamaygani unfortunate deyapti.
Men tushundim, naborat tushungan ekanman.
Yes, how about you? What do you guys think?
Rahmat, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Yo'q, qarang, uni farqi yo'q u narsani. Balans vashi qiziq emas. Siz faqat anaqa topishga qiziqing, nima edi? What's that? Evidence. My goal is to find specific lines. Usually, but again, let's talk about in 80% of the cases, there is balance. Ya'ni 5 ta savol bo'lsa, shundan har biridan bittadan qatnashib chiqadi, lekin 20% holatlar bor, ba'zi vaqtlar shunaqa holatlar bo'ladi, qatnashmaydi ham. Unga siz e'tibor bermasligingiz kerak. Take something for granted degani qadriga yetmaslik degani.